All right, welcome. My name is TJ Bomar, and I'm going to give you guys a brief introduction on a town in Montana that was the first territorial capital of the area, Virginia City, Montana. And then I'm going to kind of give you a story behind a house that my family used to own, and they lived in for a summer. And it's kind of some freaky stuff went on in the house. But to begin, I'm going to start with my name, and then a time that I'd like to travel to, and why, like 1 or 2 words why. And then I'm going to go around the room and have everyone introduce themselves and do the same. For me, it'd be the 1860s because, I don't know, outlaws and horses and survival was just huge, and I think that'd be really awesome. There's really no society, you're kind of out there on your own. And
I'm Jessie, and I would say probably the 1800s, the Young West idea of living off the land.
My name's Justin, and I would say the early Wild West.
My name's Tanner, and I would say ancient Greece.
My name's Lauren, and for the 1980s where they wore neon stuff. So I think the 1980s, I like neon stuff.
I'm Gail, and I'm pretty happy with right now.
Definitely like Wild West Cowboys.
I'm Dawes, and I'd probably hit up the future, like legit Fox style.
Tyson, I have to say early 200s, just exploring the West.
I'm Noah Price. I'd say the 1920s. It's pretty crazy.
My name's Jess, and I was going to say 1922, so.
I'm Steve, and I'd go to the beginning.
I'm Nick, and I pick like pirate times and Blackbeard era. Do some fun with.
I'm Danica, and
I'd like to go back to like where the women like wear dresses and that sort of thing. So any era that
Little House on the
that,
Prairie.
yeah, like Little House on the Prairie. I think that'd be fun.
all right, anyway, so Virginia City was founded in 1863 by 2 guys, Henry Edgar and Bill Fairweather. There was a town a couple days outside of Virginia City called Bannock, Montana. That's where they came from. They failed to meet up with the train of prospectors, and then they ended up in a gulch called Alder Gulch, which is where Virginia City is now. They went to tie up their horses one night when Bill Fairweather walked down to the creek and found some bedrock exposed, and he told Henry to go with a pan and get a scoop of dirt and pan for some gold there. And what they found was probably the richest gold deposit in North America. Shortly after they found that, 9 mining camps in a 14-mile stretch began to boom. These camps were called Summer City, Pine Grove, Highland City, Beartown, Central City, Nevada City, Adobe Town, and Junction City. But the crown jewel of them all was Verona. Verona was about mid-gulch. It was on June 16, 1863, the Verona Town Committee filed a claim on 320 acres of land, and they decided on a name to change it. They changed the name to Virginia, which became Virginia City. Virginia City at that time, their population was between 8,000 to 10,000 people, and it was all for the gold. Everything was for the gold there. The first territorial governor's mansion, which my family now owns, and we live in and sort of staying in the summertime, is pretty cool. That was built in Virginia City in 1863. Lots of firsts in the capital of Montana, or the territory. The first newspaper, the Montana Post, started there. Montana Historical Society meetings started in Virginia City. The first public school was in Virginia City. Montana's first Masonic lodge was there also. And then also the big controversial organization in Montana, which was the Vigilantes of Montana. The Vigilantes of Montana, believed to be led by a sheriff, Henry Plummer. He was the sheriff in Bannock, but there was a place between Bannock and Virginia City called Robbers Roost. It was a hotel, Daly's Inn, and that was their hideout for the Vigilantes. On January 16th of 1864, Henry Plummer was hanged, and the rest of his Vigilantes also. If you go to Boot Hill, which is the cemetery in Virginia City, you can see all their headstones, and it says Henry Plummer hanged January 16, 1864. It's pretty cool. Around 1875, the mining stopped in Virginia City. It was kind of all tore apart by people. And a new deposit was found in Last Chance Gulch, which is Helena, Montana, my hometown, where the new capital was moved to. And the population of Virginia City dropped to about 800 people. They were mainly Chinese, just digging through tailings and what was left over for them to go through. But between 1863 and 1889, about $90 million worth of gold was pulled out of Alder Gulch. And today there's believed to be more than $40 billion worth of gold out of Alder Gulch. 1898 was when the dredge was invented, and that kind of brought a little bit more mining back to Virginia City and the community. That ended about 1936. The new Virginia City today is a historical landmark. As of 1961, Charlie Bovee started buying buildings and restoring them, and my family jumped on board. There's a company, there's a thing called the Virginia City Preservation group that they do. It's a private group. They go through and renovate all the stuff. Some summertime must-sees. Virginia City is a very big summertime attraction. Some summertime must-sees are the Boot Hill, nearby Nevada City, Robbers Roost, the Brewery Follies, which is a very, very good play that they put on in the town. And then also is a secret spot for some awesome backcountry skiing. Alright, so now to the house that my family lived in for the summer. It's on Jackson Street, which is right here, Jackson Street. The new house that they own is on this street right there. But the lightning splitter house, it's called the lightning splitter. It's called that for the tall roof. The roof makes the house seem smaller than taller than it actually is. A doorway that opens from the top to nowhere. The porch was long removed. Many strange occurrences occurred in this house from many different residents. Ghostly figures in a chair, angry scratches all over people's back when they wake up. My experience was our rooms were rearranged when we come home. My aunt would get phone calls on the phone, only one phone would ring though, and in a male, strong voice it would say, "What do you think you're doing here, Marilyn?" She would leave the door, or leave to go to work and come home, and the screen door would be locked from the inside. Multiple times she left the house unlocked and came home to find the house locked with the keys inside the house. Another guy that owned it after us, he painted a room in the upstairs, and he left to go get some lunch. He came back and found that all the wallpaper that was on that he painted over was torn off the wall and rolled up neatly and perfectly and laid on the floor. And underneath all the old wallpaper was a brand new, same design, better condition wallpaper. And it was just signs that you don't mess with haunted places, I guess. My aunt and uncle lived in the house, and they didn't really want to get rid of it because before that they moved down to Virginia City, their dog passed away. And they would the family would be in the house and they could hear their dog out on the front porch. And it was just a warm welcoming that they kind of had a guardian there at the house, and it kind of said nothing bad would happen to them. So yeah, there's all sorts of other haunted houses and all sorts of other activities that you can do in Virginia City. This one right here is really cool because if you're in the bar, it's above the bar. And if you're in the bar at nighttime and you're alone or not alone and there's not many people in there, you can actually hear people upstairs walking around. And it's actually pretty freaky. But I strongly encourage you guys to visit Virginia City at some point in your life. And it is very awesome. There's just brief introduction on the history. There's so much more. There's a lot that I figured out about when I did this project and that I didn't know. And if you guys have any other questions about it, I can kind of answer them the best I could.
How far away is Virginia City?
It's like 6.5 hours. So I got a map here. Portland Lake is up here. And Virginia City is down here in the southern part of Montana.
So your family has been invested, I guess, in the city or
Yep.
not? Are there, who and where other people from that are interested in Virginia City? Where do the families from Virginia City end up?
It's like a summertime attraction. It's a National Historic Point. It's kind of community members that kind of like history, I guess, the Montana history and stuff like that. My uncle's really huge into it. That's why he's part of it, and he's gotten his wife into it now. It's just people that have lived in Virginia City for a long time and kind of want to keep it somewhat old school. And they have weekends of dress up in old time stuff, get your car, grab a horse and buggy, and just have a fun time. But yeah, I don't know. It's really anybody that wants to be a part of Montana history and help preserve it and make it awesome.